Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Today, for this week, I just thought you guys should see it because I know you guys have been excited about it. While I'm in YCS, Anaheim, you guys get to see the holy grail of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right, my whole collection. Now, before I even show you the land of imagination, I just wanted to let you guys know, none of this in this video is for trade whatsoever. Now, I know I normally post trade binder updates or sell binder updates. Those are for sale. This video is strictly to show you guys the holy grail of Yu-Gi-Oh! So without further ado, let's get into it. It's a lot of stuff in here, and I'm going to be going through just about all of the binders, except for the trade binders. You guys normally see that in the update. From my investment binder to my deck building binders to my side deck binders to my deck skeleton binders, extra deck binders, these spell grounds. I might go through a couple of miscellaneous binders. I believe it has like a lot of random hollows. A lot of those tins and boxes you see in there have a lot of random hollows as well. That's really gonna sum that up. I also have two boxes. Like we're just gonna go through a lot of stuff, and the sad part is that's not even half my collection. I'm gonna take you guys to the garage, and it gets a little strange in here. I mean, it is a garage, so what do you guys expect? It's gonna be like a whole bunch of shit back here. This is my commons collection, as one would say. It's a lot of commons here. And yes, all of the cards are, all of the tins, all of the boxes are filled with 100% commons. I wish it was just 100% hollows, but you know, the drawers themselves are filled with boxes that are filled with commons. I think this is the only empty one. Yes, it is. And then there's nothing under there. But all of the drawers are filled with commons. There's just so much great stuff that I'll be excited to go over with you guys. But until then, I think we're gonna start off with the spell grounds, or I'm sorry, my playmats for personal use. So let's get right into it. All right, I got it. This was my first ever wooded mouse pad material mat. As you can see, this mat's like hella beat up. It's old as hell. I got it, I wanna say roughly around when it first came out. This is actually what was really funny about how I got it. Somebody on Pojo scammed me. This was obviously a long time ago. And they scammed me out of a lot of cards. And I mean, you never think that this would happen, but he came back to Pojo and he was like, yeah, I apologize. I want to get everything, you know, I want to get everybody's stuff back to themselves or compensate for it. And part of him compensating was, I mean, this mat. So I mean, I'm not saying that Pojo scammers do come back and actually compensate and give stuff back, but I mean, this is kind of living proof that, I mean, people are human and they realize they make mistakes, and, you know, they like to you know, give back for the mistakes. But this mat has been with me ever since. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I mean, it's just has so many good memories. Every tournament that I entered, I obviously used this map because it was the only one that I did have. It was the best one that I had. It does have all of the card zones. But later over time, my wonderful wife, she's not wonderful, took this mat from me. And because she wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so like I was kind of like, well, I really don't have a mat to play with now anymore. So back to the, you know, normal tables. And that's when I actually found this mat. Somebody was selling it. It gets creasy, but you can just easily get it out. But somebody was selling it, and I got it for like, I think $10 trade. And if you guys did not know, this is the Jump Festa Invitational. The only way you can get this is, I guess, in Japan. They don't print them in America. They have a thicker, very thick mouse pad like material to them. Like, they're hella fucking thick for no reason. And it's just, they're just really nice. I just really like the art. I really like the picture. I mean, and that's why I hung on to it for so long, because it's just a really, really nice mat. Only ones I've ever seen of these are what, the Madolche one, the Gear Gear ones, the ones that just came out, and they're really, really hard to find. I mean, I even tried eBaying this. I mean, I didn't see any. If you guys do, hit me up with a link. I'll probably buy it, or at least know what the value of this one is. Now we'll be on to this mat. Excuse me. And this is the spell ground before the spell ground that I had. It's a very, it's a nice material. Amber, feel on this. It's a very nice material. It feels very smooth. Like you could sleep on it type material. I mean, I wouldn't say it's better than Spellground, but it feels really, really good. And if I were to go into mat business, I would make a mat in this material because I don't want to copy Spellground. As you guys can see, it's signed by Kai Baker, Carlos Perez, and Christopher Matisk. I know that's kind of like wearing out, but I met all three of them at Worlds. Pretty good friends of mine. We play tested a bit. We talked about the meta. Well, obviously when Dragon Rulers were around, and I got a deck profiles from all three of them. So it was really fun at Worlds, and this is just my Worlds experience. That's why I keep this thing. I think I traded an emergency teleport for it, so I mean it was so much worth. And then I mean I played on it ever since until I got my first Spellground. Okay. My first purchased Spellground from Kalsa, however you say their name, games, has to be this lovely purple Spellground. It's the purple turquoise. This is my baby. Like, I don't use it that much. I mean, I want to play. I said when it first came out and I first started using it, I used it quite some time, but now I don't use it as much. But this is my baby. It is amazing, and there's a very fun story about this mat. I bought two directly from Kalsa, and this one came extremely miscut. Like, it was a huge, rough on that miscut. There, bam. It's like the hugest miscut I ever seen for a first print. Like, God, that's horrible. But I fell in love with it. And I messaged Kalsa. I was like, damn, man, you gonna hit the nigga with the swiggity swag like that? Like, this ain't even a 2-player Spellground. This is a 1 in 7.5 player. And he was like, you know what, my nigga? I got you. And he sent me another one. And I'm like, thanks, my nigga. You like better than Lil Wayne and Drake combined. You know, because, well, I do have a pun for that. I mean, this actually is the mat that I do have the pun for it. They say that when you get a Lil Wayne, it always gets trizzy. No? No. I'm the pun master. But see, somebody laughed. He laughed. Show him laughing. He laughed. No, he didn't laugh. All right. Anyways, the next Spellground. This is actually my favorite Spellground of all time. I think you guys probably seen me use it once, ever, and I haven't played it too many times after that. This is my Scarlet Spellground. I actually got it from this man right here. That's the irony to it. I mean, if it makes you feel good, I've only used it about once.
That makes me feel worse.
Why? I love it.
I loved it too. Shh. I needed money.
And I got it from that man right there. I told him I was going to sell it. I wound up lying. I'm not going to sell it. I'm never getting rid of it. This is my love of my life. I mean, I just love it. The texture, the color, the everything. I don't let anybody touch it. I mean, it's just that much. I will fucking kill you.
I touched it.
You touch the mat, I'll touch your soul, and not in a good way. Hey! Anyways, this is like literally my second favorite Spellground round. The reason why I say it's my second is because the Ash Spellground came out, and like it's my two favorite colors combined. Shout out to Jesse Panetto, who's holding that one for me, because those sold out within 7 minutes, which is fucking insane. But so many memories that I didn't have on this Spellground. But I think the biggest one is that me getting it from Matt. This is the only Spellground I've ever wanted in my life. At the time that I was like, you know, why not get a Spellground? And the first person that I tried to get it from, Michael Lopez, he still has his, doesn't he? He's a real dickwad. I wanted to get his. I was like over trading for it. Yeah, I'm going to get it one day. We're going to get it.
Offering him 80 for his.
Yeah. And then somebody else had theirs, but I didn't want theirs because it was theirs. I forgot his name. The Asian dude that used to work at Game World.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was selling his for 60, and I was like, I just don't want it. It just, you know how when certain things come from certain players, and you just like, yeah, that was one of them. I mean, he's not a bad guy. It's just that I just didn't want it from him. I wanted it from Lopez, and then Matt came up with it. This Spellground. This is, I forget how I got it. Oh, this was probably, I used this Spellground because I plus so hard. And the trade that actually involved this Spellground, I felt like the Lakers. You know how the Lakers give away one person, and they normally are maybe a draft pick in the 4-way trade, and they wound up getting this super splendid thing, kind of like how they got Dwight. Who else? How did they get? I mean, they've gotten a lot of players off of this splendid trade. No, they didn't get Kobe through that, did they? I don't think they got Kobe from the Sonics though. So it's kind of like how they got Kobe. What happened was I had a Draco sack. A friend of mine had a Mermail deck, and then the person with this mat had spell books. I wanted the mat and the spell books. He wanted the Mermails, and the other dude wanted the Draco sack. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was like an hour of negotiating. I wound up losing the Draco sack, and I gained the Spellground and the Prophecy deck, and I turned around and sold the Prophecy deck for 120. I mean, even at Draco sack's hype, I mean 120 for. I mean, I really don't. I mean, that's a blockbuster trade for me. And this Spellground has stayed with me ever since. I mean, out of all the Spellgrounds, I want to say that this is like my bottom bitch. Like I use her just for about everything, like wiping my ass. You know, just everything. But I love her so much. She never will get that much disrespect from me. I mean, I might smack her sometimes, but that's what sometimes women deserve. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. This Spellground is actually just another one of those lovely Spellgrounds from their man that you guys see on the side himself. This is a Lilac Spellground. And I did not fall in love with this Spellground until I seen it. Until I touched it. Until I looked at it. And I was like, breast cancer awareness, this is mine. And I mean, that's really the essence of how I got this Spellground. I mean, it was nothing else to it. You'll probably only see me use this mat during breast cancer awareness, or when I'm playing like maybe with Dolce or something, but it just looks like a mat that'll get really dirty really fast. Is it just me? Like, seriously? I don't want to play on this mat much. Hi, Zaya. Okay. Anyways, it just doesn't feel like that I'll, use this mat that much. It is definitely a really lovely one, and there really is no story behind it other than I just kind of like took it when we bought it, and that's probably about it. But thank you guys for watching this segment of the Cali Effect. Tomorrow we will be going over probably one of the binders. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. All right, guys. When I said thank you for watching, I kind of lied. So let's just get on with these last two Spellgrounds. These are actually a really good friend of mine. But I mean, you guys have seen me use them through sagas, and they have a very interesting story to tell as well. The Autumn one, I mean, this is actually the first purchase that the TheCaliEffect's Gaming did make for Spellgrounds, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret the purchase. But I wish we didn't purchase so many. Like, I mean, it's a really nice Spellground. But then at the same time, they just sit and they don't incur any type of price. So, I mean, like, actually, I do kind of like it. I like the red.
Right?
Yeah, Matt, this is going to come up missing.
I only have 4 more.
Oh.
3 more.
Well, yeah, it's not like it would have been anything. Like I said, they don't move. They look nice, but, I mean, it was probably... I think the experience from this Spellground is that we learned that seasoned mats do not move as easy, but I mean, they still look really nice. I think if Kalsa maybe pushed them a little better, then maybe they would become as reputable as the regular Spellgrounds. And I mean, the art is not bad. Shit, it does definitely symbolize autumn. So
a boat on it, man.
It has a boat. Yeah. Don't all of them have a boat?
No.
Oh.
None of them have boats.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
That's exactly what I got. It's got the little moon and the waves.
You're so horrible. That's not a wave. That's an air current.
Okay, because, a boat sits on an air current.
Yeah, why not? This is Zelda. But,
oh, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like this mat. And this mat, though, I wish we got more. That was the irony between those two mats. This was another business mistake that we got. And the reason why I say it's a business mistake, because we didn't get more. I think the funniest thing about it is that this actually showed out who were the real vendors in Las Vegas, who were the real people that wanted to supply good product to the community. I was selling these Spellgrounds for 80. Yeah, 80, like 80. And that's when they first dropped. These Spellgrounds sold out within the first hour, I believe, 30 minutes, something like that.
45.
Yeah, they obviously were. Okay, it does take all skill, but they were not the Ash Spellgrounds, granted, but these sold out pretty quick. And they were going for about 120 plus, and I'm pretty sure they still are 120 plus. But we were selling these for 80. One of the vendors walked up to me. He was supposedly supposed to be a big name vendor and everything. This is actually the story behind the Spellground. And he was like, "How many do you got?" I was like, "I think about 6." We showed him about, was it 6? It was more than what we should have, because he bought 2, his mom bought 2, everybody bought 2. So it was a good quantity. And he was like, "Okay, how much?" 80. They're going for 120 on eBay. If you're a good vendor, you would buy all of mine for 80 and then sell them for 100. If you're this big name, everything vendor, like, it would have just been easy for you. Tell me why he didn't buy it.
Oh, I'll think about it. I gotta call my guy.
I gotta call my guy. I was like, really? Like, this is a steal. I wound up turning around and selling the Spellgrounds for 80 to some really good people. I'm pretty sure they have these Halloween Spellgrounds, Hollow Spellgrounds to this day, and they love that they got them for so cheap and at such a great price. The quality is just amazing, and I hope they never make this one again, because it is a very nice Spellground. Actually, did I even get the profile anything on here?
I think you did one profile on it.
Which was a struggle, because I wanted to do so much more. This is just a really
you wanted
nice.
to do like a bunch of Halloween.
Yeah, I wanted to do all the Halloweens. Like, we have so many ideas, but I mean, man. But this Spellground definitely does put a memory in my mind that's very, very fond of who really runs Vegas. But thank you guys for really watching The Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.